question is what is God doing? When we think about the world today, it's a crazy place. Your spiritual life, your own life, your family life. Welcome, and I hope you are having a great week. We hope you're having a great week. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving next week. So crazy. So many crazy things going on in our world. So we are just hoping you have a great time with your friends and family this holiday season. Today, what I want to talk about that I've been dealing with is if you had to choose between winning or wisdom, which one would you choose? And what I realized in my life is that I've always chosen winning. And so I'd always think things would work out, and I always chose winning over wisdom. But what I've realized through this season that we've all gone through is that wisdom will always lead to winning. It might take a little bit longer to get there, and it might look a little bit different, but then when you go through seasons like we have all through this past year, then you don't walk through the darkness that you do if you focus too much on winning. The other thing is on winning, you can become addicted to winning, where you always have to get that adrenaline rush more and more going on inside of you, feeling like, okay, I'm going to have another win. And at the same time, people who say, I'm going to do wisdom, a lot of times will get addicted to not taking risk. And so you have to really go through the process and choose. But in that, what gives wisdom? What is the rhythm that you're looking for? Wisdom always comes with being willing to wait a little bit. And the word wait originally means to be interwoven. And so you look and say, what are the areas in my life that I need to interweave with wisdom? What are the areas of my life that I need to wait and allow things to wrestle through? Everybody loves, or most people love, the MMA. And when you watch it, those guys get in the ring or the cage, whatever it's called, for 8 to 10 minutes. But they spend literally months and months and hours, hundreds of hours, that aren't in that ring. And so they're in practice, they're not in the prime time. And so one of the things about wisdom versus winning is you learn that the practice, the training, is a lot more important than the prime time. But when you become addicted to the prime time of the win, then a lot of times you're always continuing to create that moment versus being willing to wait and walk in wisdom. So the question is today, what are the areas in your life that you need to choose wisdom? One of the things for me is that when you talk about forgiveness, that the word forgiveness truly means reconciliation. And so people always say, well, forgive but don't forget. Well, the challenge is forgiveness is reconciliation. And so wisdom is reconciliation. Now, a lot of people say, well, I've won because I've taken that offense and I've kind of put it in the closet. Well, no, you haven't won. You've just postponed it. But wisdom is being reconciled. Wisdom is dealing with that offense and getting to the place where it's healthy again. And so what are the areas in your life that you need to hit the practice mat, that you need to allow to be interwoven with wisdom? And how are the relationships in your house? How are your relationships with your family? How does wisdom affect your relationship with your friends, with your finances, with your job, with your faith? How does wisdom affect your daily life? And what are you addicted to? What are you addicted to? And is there an adrenaline rush in your life? Because what happens when you get addicted to that is you either, when you stop winning because of a season like we've all walked through this past year, you get really anxious, you get stressed, or you start doing stupid things. And so we've had a acquaintance that made a lot of mistakes this past year because of how stressed they've been. And now we don't judge that, but it's costing him everything because he was addicted to the win. And so I want to encourage you, come along with me and say, what are the areas in my life that I need to get on the practice mat and trust that I'll end up back in prime time and be wiser of how we handle those prime time moments. Man, have a blast this weekend and week with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers. Go to the website, Legacy Family. Thank you for your sponsorship, your donating, and we'll see you soon.